Hey guys, it's your boy Boku. I just read Boku no Hero. Actually, last night at 8 a.m. when I went to bed, and I've got to say, more so than anything this chapter, I gotta say all my Dee's mom like shipping like fan art is actually it's just fucking hilarious. I feel like I gotta say that before I get into this chapter, guys. Like, what the fuck? That's so great. These people are like more fanatic about shipping them than I am about like power levels and stuff, and like who's gonna become the final villain and like who's the traitor. They just want to see Toshi and Inko get like kiss or whatever. It's fucking funny. Whatever. Let's get into 300 and let's get into 97 instead of 96. Yeah, so I mean, absolutely nothing happened this chapter, and I expected something to happen, and actually I'm wrong that nothing happened. Of course, some things happened, but actually more than just like slice of life fan service, we did get some developments into who is the traitor, and here come out the crazy theories you guys love. Basically, I think it's a student. I don't think it is a teacher or a faculty member. I think the traitor is a student, or possibly there's a student that's feeding information into a faculty member who's the traitor. So I think the drama revolves around a student. I think that potentially in this chapter, it's and I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching here, guys. My Boku no Hero theories are all wrong. They're just there's no legitimacy there. Like I had no fucking clue what Horikoshi's thinking. So I'm just gonna put that out there right now. But like my theory is that because there is a lot of foreshadowing. There actually is a lot of foreshadowing in this series. Like that is actually legitimately a fact. Okay, regardless of my shitty theories or not, it is a fact. And so yeah, I think that traitor is being foreshadowed. Or he's going to be foreshadowed. And I wanted to see an Endeavor arc, but I don't think we're going to get the Endeavor arc right now. I think they're going to do something else and then the Endeavor arc maybe, And, maybe this is going to be the traitor arc. Because they're all in the same building, for example. And if it is a student, that changes the game. I mean, who would it be? Would it be Ojiro? Someone presented this idea that Ojiro is the traitor. And then someone immediately said he's fodder, and I mean they're not wrong. So I don't know. If it would be him, I think it'd be interesting. But like, yeah, I mean, like I don't think it's him. But I do think it's going to be a student. And I mean, it could be a lot of different people. I don't think it's one of the gag characters. For example, Hagakure Ojiro. I don't know. Is it even a gag character? Aoyama, the beam guy. It like he pretty much can't be them. Like it's like whatever, Mineta, like maybe he's hiding something in this room, guys. No, I don't think it's him. Even Kaminari, I don't see Kaminari as a traitor. Same as Tsuyu. I don't see her as a traitor either, just because she's super morally righteous. I'm so certain that there is a traitor among these students, though, because one of the themes that Stain was talking about is that a lot of these heroes aren't true heroes. It's a front, and a true hero would of course never be a traitor, but a hero who has foggy morals, will absolutely turn into a traitor. And seeing this whole slice of life high school element, it's not the main focus of the show, but it's an element. Seeing how people grow up and people turn in from this, because when people are young, they're pure and innocent and righteous, as everyone says, and then when they grow up, everyone's like evil and and so like where does it change? And a lot of people say it changed, in your teen years. And so just seeing that development, seeing that change in this high school element in this show, I do think one of these people is going to become the villain. And I think it's pointing at that ideology. Stain said, hey, you know what? You guys are fake villains or fake heroes. I don't think it's Bakugo, because I don't see Bakugo as someone else's toy or tool. If he was the villain, it would be his plot alone. Like, he would be directing it, right? He's not directing it. He's not the villain. I don't think it's Bakugo at all. It can't be Deku, obviously. I actually think it could be Ida. And Ida is a big one because Stain called out Ida directly. And I don't think Stain is in the wrong on that, actually. I think Stain is in the right. I think Ida was morally in the wrong. And also, we saw that panel of him at the desk, right? Yeah, I think it could be Ida, actually. I think it's possible, you know? I think some of the characters like Ojiro and Koda and some of the, like, less known characters, I don't know, we'll have to just pretend it's not them because it could be them, but, like, no one really cares about them anyway, so whatever. I don't think it's JIROU. I feel like if it's JIROU, she would be, like, it wouldn't be a big deal. It would just be, like, a mini plot point. It'd be, like, more for character development instead of, like, a major plot point, so I just don't see it being her, like... I think she'll make a bad decision in the future, but I just don't see her being like some sort of like spy. Tokuyami, I actually really don't think it's gonna be Tokuyami because I think Tokuyami's fucking badass, and he actually seems to have better morals than everyone else, even though he actually I think Tokuyami's, I gotta say he's easily top four characters for me. I might say top three. I think Ageru's just fucking raw as fuck. He's sick as fuck, so I don't think it's him. So now I'm getting into the more interesting part. Who could be the traitor of the staff, the UA staff, because the staff, obviously, I think they're being hinted at or suggested that it's a traitor, not necessarily a student. Plus, I don't think anybody wants to see a student become a traitor, right? But the staff, it's like a little bit more ambiguous. So who could be of the staff? First up is Toshinori Yagi. Okay, obviously it's not online, so whatever. Let's I don't know, maybe in some ridiculous theory someone will come up with, and it will be him. I just don't believe it. In fact, let's just get rid of all the potential, obviously not traitors. Aizawa, I don't see it being Aizawa. It's just a fucking way. Like, I think he was one of the people who was like, oh my shit, there's a traitor. You know, so I just don't see it being him. Also, I don't think it's the president either. I mean, for the same reason. So anyway, let's get into the real characters. Is it Chiyo Shuzenja? She's the recovery girl, the old lady who treats All Might's wounds. I'm gonna go with no on this one. I think it's possible, but she's too old for one. She seems to be morally very righteous, and I just don't see it. Like, I would say maybe like a 1% chance, but like we're gonna write that out. Blood King. Honestly, guys, I have no fucking clue who this is. He's the homeroom teacher of UA's Class 1B. You know, and I'm gonna go with no on this one because, in my opinion, in order to be, like, there's heroes that are morally righteous, the true heroes, right, okay? And then there's heroes that don't really care, they're just in it for the money or whatever. And then there's heroes who have a bad moral compass. So there's actually three types. I think Stain was putting them into two different distinct types. I think there's three types. And I think Aizawa would be in that he doesn't really care, but he's there to protect the kids, right? He likes to protect the kids. And I think it's the same with Blood King, Blood Heroes. I'm gonna go with no on this guy. I don't think it's Nimuri. She seems to be more of a gag character, and even if she's not, she doesn't have the evil conviction to be a traitor, to be a spy. I don't see it being her at all. It could be Ectoplasm. I mean, this is a questionable looking dude. Yeah, I really think it could be Ectoplasm. This dude creates clones. I mean, so already his ability is kind of weird. You look at him, he's kind of weird. I mean, cooperativeness, 2 out of 5. Like, I think it could definitely be Ectoplasm. He's high alert for a traitor. Power loader. And this is another dude. I absolutely think it could be power loader. But I don't really have any like logic for that. So I mean, I actually do think it could be Snipe. One of my theories was that it was Snipe, and when he was saving them, you know, because here's the thing with Snipe. Snipe was the original person to save them at the arc, when they got attacked by hands on. He was the guy who, like, he was the first pro hero that came in to save them, right? And so he's unique in that aspect. Plus his technique is a 6 out of 5, like that is a question mark. I mean, here's the thing about cooperativeness. If someone's cooperativeness is a 1 out of 5, it doesn't mean they're evil, right? If their technique is a 6 out of 5, you know, it's like, maybe they are evil. I don't know. You know, maybe he's got good technique. Also, personality befitting his appearance is his own wiki. He behaves and speaks similar to Cowboy. And if you guys know anything about Cowboy's they are lone wolves. They are lone agents. They think alone. They act alone. Yeah, I mean, I think that Snipe's actually a high likelihood too. And actually, I'm gonna go with Snipe instead of Ectoplasm. I think it is Snipe. President Mike. I don't see any reason for it to be President Mike over Snipe. I don't even know how his ability could be used. Maybe he transfer sound other than just being loud, but I just don't see it being President Mike. I don't really see it being Cementos. Would anybody be happy if it was Cementos? Like, I can't be the only one who'd be like, what the fuck? I mean, I guess it's possible. I think it's possible though, actually. I mean, honestly, looking at his profile, it's not super unlikely. It's the thing about Cementos is he doesn't quite have, he's not personable enough, I think, because, I mean, just looking at his identity, he's like a thing of cement. Plus, he's like super useful, like utility role. He plays like a utility role in the story. Like he is able to rebuild stuff and stuff. So I don't know. It could be. I'm going with Snipe though. I'm going to Snipe. Snipe's my number one, and then either it's a toss between Cementos and Ectoplasm. I'm going with Snipe, and then Cementos, Ectoplasm, and then I guess P Mike. I don't think it's P Mike though. But I think it's gonna be a student. I mean, not even a teacher. I think it's gonna be a student, and I think. I have no fucking clue which student it's gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be both student and a teacher. That'd be interesting. Like, it depends. It depends what Horikoshi wants to do. It also depends how it's portrayed. If next chapter it's obvious that who the spy is, then I think there's a second spy. I think there's gonna be a second spy. I think it's gonna be a student, which would be really fucking sick. Actually, thinking about it, it could be Sero Hanta. I know that guy's fucking sick, and his name's sick too. But I think it could be him because he seems to kind of be unknown, an X factor, an unknown factor here. So, yeah, I think it could be him. But yeah, I mean, most of this chapter, I mean, that has nothing to fucking do with this chapter, but most of this chapter, it was just like cool fan service, like slice of life stuff. I think it has a lot of implications. And actually, guys, I'm going to talk for another 20 minutes. If you guys like that shit, then hell yeah, let's fucking do it. This is a bonus footage, guys. Bonus footage if you watch Chalice the Anime World. But yeah, basically, I actually like this slice of life. Like, here's let's be real about the slice of life, guys. I actually like this slice of life. I think most people do. And I think most people want to see more of it. But this gets into my next point about Boku no Hero and shounen in general. Is shounen manga dying? And I would go with yes. I think it's dying. Bleach is ending in 4 chapters. Hunter went on another break, and even if it didn't go on a break, Dark Hunter is likely the final arc, right? Torgo very likely ending soon. I mean, it's even if it's not ending soon, Space Arc is going to be the last arc, so it's like, yes, Torgo's ending soon, Naruto is over, and Boruto the manga is not doing particularly well. Dragon Ball Super seems to be more of a corporate ploy to make money, which is, power to them, and honestly, I think it's pretty good, but it's not true to the shonen brand, it's not true to the shonen lifestyle that worked for 25 years, right? So I think that, even Dragon Ball Super, it's like, you have to wonder. The only real good new show we have is Boku no Hero, and it's got heavy slice of life elements to it. Heavy. Much more than other shows. It's a little bit more targetable. It's widespread too. I think it appeals more to both women and men and younger audiences and even older audiences a little bit. It's like Toriko, for example, doesn't quite do that. I don't see a whole lot of women reading Toriko, and maybe they do, but even if only not women, but I think I see a lot of men not reading Toriko for the same reason. It's like it's all combat and food. It's kind of weird, it's kind of odd. There's not very many female characters, and most of them play a supportive role, right? And so I mean, it's not, and Toriko's not alone in that. Like, okay, guys, I'm going to talk about page 20 right here, and I'm going back to my trader. So Ashido says, "Why not?" And this kind of relates to my slice of life thing too. Why not? JIROU says, she doesn't want them to see the room, but Ashley doesn't give a shit. Like, why not? The inaugural first Class A Best Sense playoffs. Okay, we'll now begin. So, I think me and everyone else in the world is fucking thinking, what the hell is happening to Boku no Hero? Is this becoming the next fucking, I don't know, Nisekoi or whatever? And honestly, this is pretty good. It's pretty good stuff, so I've seen people seem to like it, so whatever. But now Deku says, is it okay? Is it truly okay, right? And it's like, this can't be a cliffhanger, right? I mean, this can't be a cliffhanger. Is it okay to see the girls' rooms? Like, I mean, even me, I don't give, who cares? Like, what the fuck? Like, okay, yeah, I don't think you should go peep into someone's room, especially if they're uncomfortable with it. But is it really that big of a deal? Like, no, it's not a big of a deal. Now, what I believe that one of the traitors is hiding something in their room. And Deku is giving us that narrator perspective, right? The narrator, see, because is that Deku saying that? I don't think that's Deku saying that at all. That's the narrator. Is it truly okay? The narrator's asking us. So now I think that one of these heroes on the female side is hiding something in their rooms. And actually, who would it be? It would be JIROU. Because in that panel she says, what? And she's shocked. So if I have to go with someone, I would go with JIROU as a traitor. And I like JIROU's character a lot. So, you know, don't say I'm just kind of saying it's her because I don't like her. I actually like her. I say she's top 5. She's top 5 of the students. I like her that much. I like all these characters, so it's hard to rank them for me. But I like JIROU. I think JIROU stands out to me for whatever reason. Look at this page. Page 14, guys. Are your rooms set up, boys? Yep, just now we're relaxing. And then Ojiro says, so you know, we're all talking and we've got a suggestion. This is Oshiro's suggestion, right? And JIROU's in there, so maybe JIROU's a part of this. I don't know. Let's have a showcasing competition. How about it? And Deku says, no! But his room's up first, so it wasn't that big of a deal. Plus, and this is what I'm getting into. This is what Horikoshi likes to do. I'm catching on his art style. This is what he likes to do. He likes to present this idea that Midoriya says, no, under no circumstance can you guys see my room, right? It's this big deal for him. It can't happen. And then immediately they see his room and it's a humor, right? They present that and it's this kind of flip, right? And the same with Tokoyami. And they did this he just did this. He just did this, so this is big. He just did this with Deku's mom, and I was right. My original prediction says Deku's mom would go back on her decision, and she wouldn't like it, right? And she did. And the reason I made that prediction is because in that chapter, both JIROU's mom and Bakugo's mom was presented in this aspect of, no, you can't. And this is what Horikoshi likes to do. He said, no, you can't go. And then immediately flip it, and it was this humor thing. Ha ha ha, it's very funny. Same thing happens in this chapter. No, Midori, you can't look in my room no matter what, right? But go to the end of the chapter, and it's exactly what happened in the last chapter. Now the narrative says, is it okay to go in my room, right? Well, according to this chapter, it should just be a sense of humor, right? It should just be a big joke, blah, blah, blah. And look at the beginning of the chapter. Deku was more opposed to it than JIROU was opposed to it, right? So, do you guys see my logic, my point of conclusions? Do you guys see my logic? Plus, look at the two characters that were referenced before this, when they were going to each person's parents. It was JIROU and Bakugo and Deku. Now, I thought that it was using JIROU and Bakugo as references to suggest that Deku's mom was making the wrong decision because they had very different opposing contrasts to Deku's mom's decision. So, and I presented this case of why her mom was making the wrong decision, right? But what if it was JIROU because she's the traitor? Bakugo is his main character, Deku because he's the main character, right? What if that's the real reason, guys? I'm strongly thinking JIROU's the traitor. Like, I really do. I mean, look at her demeanor, look at her face. She's surprised, you know? And it's like, it's not just that she's surprised. I think if she's surprised, whatever. But we had Midoriya, so we had Deku be surprised. And actually, not just surprised, he was strongly against it. We also had Tokoyami strongly against it. And both of them were brushed aside as comedic point. And that's, Horikoshi loves doing that. He did that with his parents, too. Now we're seeing JIROU be surprised. And this is not a comedic point, because if it was a comedic point next chapter, this is not a cliffhanger in reality, right? And also, it was brought up in this chapter how there is a traitor. It's brought up as a traitor. So, I mean, it's like, there has to be a traitor, and yeah, I do strongly think it is JIROU. Alright, dudes, I'm going even deeper with this theory. What if JIROU's parents are actually part of this plot? What if that is the case? And the thing about JIROU is she'd be the perfect spy. Look at her abilities. You know, she can't transmute data, but she can listen to data from anywhere. Like, she could take orders from anybody long distance. It doesn't matter, right? So yeah, I do think that JIROU is the villain. Not villain, I think she's the spy. I think she is the spy, and actually I think there's more foreshadowing it if you look back on the series. But anyway, guys, it's been real. It's been a 28-minute review of Boku no Hero Academia, Chapter 98. Again, another chapter I thought was kind of meaningless, and, you know, but once I started to look into it, once I started to really get into it, I came to the conclusion, yeah, JIROU clearly Well, maybe she's not clear. I know people will challenge this. But they haven't come to the terms. They haven't realized what I've realized yet. With that being said, guys, it's more work. I say this all my videos now, but most people want to know that because most people don't finish my videos. Only about 10% people actually get to the end of the videos, and actually I think it's less. But that means that if you got to the end of this video, it means you've been officially rewarded. So with that being said, guys, have a great day, and I hope you guys learn more about this crazy theory that I just came up with. So anyway, this is boy, we've been real. I'm signing out of here.